Okay. I'm going off the cuff right now. Um, so bear with me if this video isn't the best quality. I'm a little pissed. And I'm not sure who I'm more pissed at. It would have been a lot easier to just be pissed at the team for playing the way they did. But before you get your chance to be pissed at the team, you hear the most ridiculous takes from probably the most ridiculous fan base in the NFL, maybe in sports. Um, as a Jets fan for decades at this point, I've seen a lot of terrible quarterbacking. I was the first one to be out, not the first one. I was one of the first people to be out on Sanchez. I was one of the first people to be out on Gino, and I definitely was one of the first to be out on Sam Darnold. I was in those comments telling you Sam Darnold is the problem with this team. And I am not completely out on Zach Wilson. And there's a good amount of people that are not completely out on Zach Wilson. And a lot of us, we're not talking about as the starter. We're talking about just being a quarterback in this league, just being a quarterback on this team. And that relegates us because people don't have a good argument. People with bad arguments relegate us to being Zach Wilson truthers because we can sit there and watch film, we can watch a game and see in detail what the problem is instead of just a over looping repeating of the same nonsense you had for the last five quarterbacks. Um when watching this game, of course we don't I don't have all 22 tape, right? But from what I watched, they showed replays. They showed replays of the sacks that he took in yesterday's game. When they showed the replays, no one was open. So saying that it's Zach's fault that no one is open, or blaming Zach for those sacks, talking about he's holding the ball for 3.5 seconds. Let me school y'all to what how NFL quarterbacking works. You have a couple choices when you snap that ball, right? When you snap that ball and you're a quarterback and the ball is in your hands, you have a couple choices. You can run, right? Then they'll call you a running quarterback. They'll say you can't throw, right? That you can't stay in the pocket. You can't navigate the pocket. Okay. You can snap the ball and you can pass the ball immediately, right? And if that's not successful, they'll call you a dink and dunker. That you never go down the field. That's why nothing short is open, right? You can throw the ball away and they'll tell you you're not giving the play enough time to develop, especially Jets fans. You can, just like last year, snap that ball, see no one's open, run to safety as best as you can, and then they'll argue and say, why don't you stay in the pocket? So this year, Zach is staying in the pocket, right? When he's in the pocket is collapsing. You don't want him to run backwards, right? The pocket is collapsing to a point where he doesn't really have a way to run backwards. If he throws the ball away, that's a penalty. But it's Zach's fault. Now, I'm not calling Zach the best quarterback in the league, but in Zach's situation, with what Zach has to deal with, he doesn't have much option. And I'm gonna use an example, right? Matter of fact, before we get to that example, outside of a quarterback that is a veteran that can change the play at the line of scrimmage, find holes, Zach cannot succeed with what he has around him. That play calling, the wide receivers. There's two options really. Either there's a quarterback that can audible call plays, find holes in the defense, which there's very few of. We have one on the roster already. Or he can snap that ball and just throw the ball up and be a Joe Burrow ish type quarterback where he knows his receiver is going to come down with that ball. We don't have that on this roster. We can try. Garrett Wilson is 189 pounds, 6 feet tall. He's not doing that. Lazard should be able to, but Lazard is a 6'5", 220-pound. I want to say the word, but I'm going to substitute it with the word punk. He's tall for nothing. So, like I was saying before, outside of the quarterback that can change the call at the line of scrimmage, find holes, understand the defense, which there's very few of, there's no quarterback, not many quarterbacks that are going to be successful in this offense. I don't care who you trade for. The Jets are a particular circumstance. We're not even the Cardinals. And we've been this way for almost 20 years. Okay? Now, we're talking about that quarterback that can find a way, change plays at the line of scrimmage. We had one. We had one for 4 snaps. We had one for 2 drives. And even he couldn't find someone open. Now, it's a small sample size. But in his 4 pass attempts, he couldn't find someone open to the point where he had to hold the ball, get sacked, and have somebody destroy his Achilles heel. He's out for the season. And that's when this team was much more healthy than it is now. Even Aaron Rodgers, right, couldn't get a completion. But we want Zach to find a way. I would bet at this point, I'm sorry, I'm going to say it. I bet even Aaron Rodgers wouldn't be successful in this team. With what's been happening to this team, with our schedule, with the refs' terrible calls and no respect for us, with the drops, with the fumbles, unless Aaron Rodgers, just his presence makes this skilled players play better, which is possible. Maybe they just a certain amount of respect for Aaron Rodgers will make them play better. Unless that happens, even Aaron Rodgers would have suffered in this offense. With the injuries to the offensive line, to the injuries altogether, people dropping balls. Remember Michael Carter's drop at the end of the first half? I think it was against the Chiefs. Ball right in front of him. Yesterday, Uzama, in a regular game of pitch and catch, gets open in the end zone, drops the ball. What was Zach supposed to do there? Does Zach pass too hard? Does it hurt your hands? Is that what's happening? Receiver, tight end in the league, you can't catch a fastball. So I'm still waiting to find out what Zach. No one can explain. All they're doing is doing emotional rants. I've been asking and asking and asking, what was Zach supposed to do yesterday? With everybody fumbling, nobody could catch the ball. Brees Hall can't run. Billy Turner's being destroyed. No one's open. What does Zach do besides teleport? Give me. I know he should have teleported. He should have teleported out the pocket, got open space, waited 17 more seconds for someone to get open, and then throw the ball. I'm sorry. I know outside of teleporting, somebody answer that for me because the media to the fans, they're complaining about professionals, but they have no clue what's supposed to change. They're not explaining it. If I go to a restaurant and there's something wrong with the food, I am not a chef, but I can say, listen, I said well done, this is medium rare. Listen, there's a fly in my soup, right? You ask these uh media and fans what's going on with the meal, they say it don't taste right. Okay, could you explain what you it don't taste right? I could tell you that. Well, it's well done. It's just it's prepared exactly how you. It don't taste right though. This is ignorance. Somebody explained to me what Zach was supposed to do last night. Other than that, please keep quiet. Right? You can like, comment, subscribe. You cannot. But until somebody can explain what Zach was supposed to do, please keep quiet. I'll see y'all later. Peace.